Good afternoon. Welcome to the International English Language Lesson System. This is Mohal speaking Chess on the Bible English Academy. Today I'm your examiner and the examiner code is S4578. And before the exam starts, I will ask you some personal question. But before that, I would love to get the passport.
Here is it.
Okay. So, first of all, tell me your name.
Well, my full name is Emily Muntaga Islam Nahi, but you can call me Nahi.
Okay. How old are you?
Well, I'm currently 13 years old.
Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Bogora, but currently I'm living in Dhaka.
Okay. Would you tell me about your school?
Well, the name of my school is Manipur High School and College, and it is situated at the
Mirpur?
at Mirpur to Dhaka.
Okay, so which grade are you in?
Well, I'm currently in class 6.
Okay, so what are your hobbies?
Well, in my free time, I do many kinds of hobbies like reading books or gardening or stamp collecting. In but my favorite hobby is, to be honest, gardening because I do it a lot.
Okay, so let's move to the main exam. And the first part is about telephoning. So how often do you make telephone calls?
Well, I don't use telephone calls that often because I prefer talking to my friends or my parents over text message or something like that. So that's why I don't make telephone calls
Oh, okay,
well, that much.
who do you spend most time talking to on the telephone?
Well, as I said before, I don't make telephone calls that often. But when I make some telephone calls, I most of the time talk to my aunt who lives in another district of Bangladesh. Well, I don't talk to her over normal phone. I just talk to her over telephone.
Okay, so
That's why
when
most of the time when I do telephoning, I talk to her.
okay, so when do you think you'll next make a telephone call?
Well, it is. I'm not sure about who I make my next the telephone call to, but I think to my in my next telephone call I would make it to my father as he will come to pick me up.
Oh, so do you sometimes prefer to send a text message instead of telephone?
Well, many times I prefer text message instead of telephoning because, as I said before, I don't make telephone calls very often. And another part is that when I'm talking to my friend and he is in a public place, then he cannot. Then if I say something to him, he can. There's a really good amount of chance that he couldn't catch the whole thing. So that's why in these situations I prefer talking to him in by doing text messages so he can read the message and reply me the full thing.
Oh, so that was the end of part one. Let's move to the part two. Here I'll give you a cue card and you'll have to talk about the topic for 1 or 2 minutes. And I will give you some notes and a pen so you can take some notes which might help you.
Yeah.
So here's your paper and here's your pen. And remember, you have 1 minute in your hand. The time starts now. Okay, your time is up. I hope you're ready.
Well, this is a very interesting topic. So the topic is about a journey from my one of my journeys. So I would talk about my journey when I was going to Cox's Bazar. So I went to this journey by bus, and I remember this journey really well because in the journey I saw many kinds of things, especially many big cities of Dhaka or really big cities of other districts of Bangladesh. And in this journey, one of the things that I remember are, um, yeah, looking at many kinds of big monuments and other stuff, and yeah, something like that.
Okay, that was the end of part two. Let's move to part three. And part three is actually divided in three parts. And the first part is about reasons for daily travel.
Yes.
So, do you travel daily? Yeah, we all
Yeah,
travel.
well, I travel daily really much. Like when I have to go to school or coaching every day, so I travel. a lot every day.
Yeah, we travel a lot. But why do you think people need to travel every day?
Well, I think people need to travel every day because, as I say, like myself, I have to go to coaching or school. So people have to go to their workplace or their school like me. So when they go to their school or their workplace, then they need to travel from their home to their destination. Because of that, they need to make their travel. They need to make long journeys or short journeys to go to their destination. I think that is why people travel a lot.
Okay, so what problems can people have when they are on their daily journey? For example, to work or school. And why is that?
Well, when people are going to their daily journeys, like work or school, then they can have many kinds of problems. But among them, I think the biggest of problems are traffic jam and road construction. Well, let's talk first about traffic jam. When you are going to your workplace or school, there is a chance that you can be in traffic jam, and when you are in traffic jam, your time would get lost. Then you would lost your time by a lot, and if you're in a hurry, then you could be late by to reaching your school or destination, as you say. And another thing is road construction. Well, when a person goes to their destination every day, then they would know a path really well, and they would go to the destination by this path every day. But if there is a road construction in this way, in this road, and also if there is a building constructed near the road, then the road would be blocked. So then now the person would have to take another path, which could be a really long way to their destination, and this could also take many of their time and make them late. And I think these are most the biggest problems people face while going on their daily journey.
Okay, so some people say that daily journeys like these will not be so common in the future. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think that they are true, but they are not fully true. Like in the present times, many people are shifting to online things, like people are doing their jobs online at home, and online shopping is also a thing. So now people don't go to shopping very much. They um, order stuff from online. But I think in the future, yeah, the journey we make now will decrease, but by a little. Not they would not disappear fully. Like people would still go to their work. People would still go do offline work or instead of online work, and even in the future, kids would go to their school by kids would go to their school. They wouldn't do online class. And another thing is about online shopping. Well, in online shopping, there's a really high chance of getting scammed, and if the number of scam gets increased, then people would be then people wouldn't believe the online shopping, and then they would do shopping offline when they on their own. So I think that is why the daily journeys like this would decrease but wouldn't disappear fully.
Yes. Okay, so that was the end of first part of part three. And as for the second part, it's about benefits of international travel. So what do you think that people can learn from traveling to other countries, and why is that?
Well, if people travel to other countries, they can learn many kinds of things about the country, especially the country's history, the country's cultural and traditional activities and stuff like that.
Or the language?
Yes. So if people are traveling to other countries, they wouldn't just sit there and do many kinds of things. They would try to and they would visit the famous places of the country. So and if they go to the famous places, if they visit the famous places, then they would be eager to know about the place's history, the country's history, and the country's tradition. So I think from that they can learn things, many kinds of things from the country.
Okay, so can travel make a positive difference to the economy of a country, and how is that?
Yes, I think traveling can make a really positive change in the economy of a country, because like when someone is traveling to a country, he would, as I said it before, he would want to go to the famous places of the country, and and if he goes to the famous places of the country, he would obviously spend some money on it. He would obviously spend some money on it, and because of that, the country would be benefited if large amounts of people are going there and spending their money on it. And because of that, the government would upgrade the place, make it more make it more attractive and more beautiful. So many people from the other countries would also come to the country just to look at the monument. And when they're looking at it, they would also visit other places. And this is why the country's economy would be benefited by a lot.
Okay. So now, do you think a society can benefit if its members have experience of traveling to other countries?
Yes, I think a society can be benefited by a lot if its members have experience of traveling to other countries. Because if many people of the society travel to other countries, then they would have experience of many kind. They would have experience of many kind of situations and many kind of things. So because of that, they can be friendly with all the people that they all the people who come to the society, and because of that the society will be benefited. And another thing is that if they have experience of traveling, then the mind of the people of society would be fully they wouldn't have false belief in their mind. They wouldn't have false belief in their mind, and without the false beliefs and without the false belief, the society would be really benefited, and the society would be the one of the and the society would be really peaceful
More advanced?
and yeah.
Well, with that, that was the end of part three, and also the end of our presentation. And thank you for your valuable time with me. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.